to the local defence volunteers, and I'm their appointed commander, Captain Mannering. And I must ask you to keep your hands off my privates.
Dad's Army is a classic British sitcom series following the misadventures of a unit of the Home Guard during World War II. After France has fallen to the Germans, Britain responds to apparent imminent invasion by forming a last-ditch line of defence. Made up of volunteers, men who were ineligible for active service, usually men of a certain age, these units were hurriedly formed to protect Britain from Hitler's advancing war machine. The Warmington-on-Sea Home Guard, led by the proud and pompous Captain Mainwaring, are a bunch of hilariously oddball characters. Hopelessly ill-prepared, ill-equipped, and inept, these men are unarmed but brave, resourceful, and extremely dedicated individuals. With Sergeant Wilson, a middle-class, rather genteel second-in-command to Mainwaring, Lance Corporal Jones, a butcher, a crotchety, overly nervous World War I veteran who likes to tell long tales from his eastern campaigns, Private Fraser, the undertaker, a cantankerous, colourfully spoken and mildly cynical Scot, Private Walker, the ladies' man and spiv who can blag his way into getting you anything on the black market, Private Pike, a rather slow-witted, immature and mollycoddled teenager, and Private Godfrey, a nearly decrepit and senile old man who lives in a cottage with his two sisters.
Now we've no arms, but we have one invaluable weapon in our armory. Ingenuity and improvisation. That's two.
We follow this ragtag group through all their mayhem, disasters, and priceless interplay as they manfully defend Britain from German invaders, all whilst generating more alarm, danger, and destruction than any hostile army possibly could.
Over the sea or out of the sky or up between our legs or up. Wherever they come from, we'll be ready for them.
For its run from 1968 to 77, Dad's Army was enormously popular and has since become a cultural phenomenon. Its success led to a 1971 movie, stage production, and radio show. Dad's Army is a good-natured, delightful comedy show with very funny characters who don't really gel or get along, but put aside their differences and pull together to somehow overcome the odds and win the day. What is great about the show is the simplicity of it. A genuinely terrific cast bring to life a bunch of caricatures and make them into a feel-good, lovable, eccentric, hopelessly incompetent group of misfits, all with their own rich personalities and memorable catchphrases. You get to know and love these characters as if they had lived on your own street. Whether it be their petty squabbles, class jealousies, inability to drill properly, or combined lack of coherence, Dad's Army always had you in stitches, whatever ridiculous situations they managed to get themselves into. Never mean-spirited or crass, the show was a touching, warmly nostalgic take on British life, traditions, and mannerisms. Well written and beautifully acted, in a way that you don't often see anymore, it's immensely watchable, a show that always makes you chuckle no matter how many times you've seen it before. A real gem and beacon of British comedy,